Okay, let's get ready for the U.S. cash session open in just a few minutes here. I'm up a little bit on the morning in 2 TPT accounts I'm using as master accounts. I'm willing to be long pre-open. I have a little padding to work with. I'll work this area. Let's go ahead and flip that out. So anyhow, I have one out now. I only have two on. Uh, I I'm willing to be long because I know we're down here by the bands. This is a area where we'd basically be oversold. Not that that guarantees we're going to bounce, but the way I saw the buy side came in here seems a little bit like some larger participants that I call institutionals are on the buy side. They pretty much got out of the way, let it settle back. And I'll know right away if they're going to come in here and hang on to this area price and lift. If they come down and they just let go and they get out of the way, then I can blip out and still be, about flat to maybe slightly positive on the day. I'm going for lift at a minimum to this area price here. So where we broke these pivots and traded lower, see if we can get back up to that area, and then I'll be flat there. I could just leave them on, but I'm trying to get to a certain amount of P&L on this trade. And then I can kind of sit back and be picky later, maybe look for a short setup later after some lift if we stall out and get over the 700 per day per account on 150K accounts. I should be fairly close. We'll see in the lift here. I have a lot of packing and stuff to do. I'm moving from one place to another after a water line break in my house. So today I want to kind of get done quick and then get on to packing and moving so I can have everything done and set up and already between the end of the week here going in the weekend. So next Monday through Friday, I can have a regular trade week in my trade office without any more distractions of dealing with a house that got flooded with about 400 gallons of water from a water line break. So improvise, adapt, and overcome in life when you get those, they call it, what was that movie with Clint Eastwood, Trouble with the Curve? So when you get the curveball, where you get things hit, where you got to go from plan A to plan B, life is about plan B. I was thinking of making a t-shirt line, call it Plan B Clothing, and have various statements on it that are in alignment with the reality of life. And life is about plan B. Plan A frequently never happens. So be ready for plan B and sometimes C. So we're out of the open, seeing if we'll get, and I like the fact that we're having the potential for a W pattern. So I'm not going for a whole lot. And if this came up and broke this pivot and pushed a bit, I'd probably actually move these targets up. I'm going to move them up a bit here to the 2900s as I work on these Apex accounts, or up to the even level. And so far, so good. So I know we're right in the indifference of the open. At any time, this could get slapped down. But, I've got positive P&L today. I'm not really risking anything. If it rolls over and dies, I'll just hit the close button and wait for some setup later. So we'll see if we get any participation. But we did get a long signal here now, mom signal. So we're getting some momentum. And like I said, we don't have to trade much higher. If we just kind of chop around for a bit, we're not making any progress and getting higher pivots, then I'll just go flat and call it good for now and wait for new setup. But that's good enough for me. If we can hit the 23,900s level, I'll be done. We're coming off a lower bands touch pre-market and the W pattern's in place. But this is the area if institutionals like the pullback, they're going to come in and work this at least up, I would think, to this range that we are sitting in all night long and towards the close of yesterday. So where was the close of yesterday? Yeah, maybe we can come up to the end of day's closing price right here in all this crud. and tag that area. So I have my target just below that. So standing by, and we'll see what we get here. Okay, we're cycling up and down in this upward trending range. I'm going to give this about another minute. If we don't start popping some new pivots, I'm just going to hit close and then I'll wait for a new setup later. At least I got some lift out of the open. Here we're coming. A little bit better looking. And got the doorbell sound from another signal, and we'll call that good. And we are out of there. So anyhow, I rarely put on a trade like that before the open. I just like the look of everything, and I was watching this, and I could tell that was institutional participation, laying in some long, uh, you know, basically liquidity, putting it in the market ahead of the open. And then the way they just get off the gas pedal, they let it settle back, and then they mush it around. They absorb sellers, which a lot of times means they're going to do some sort of a pump. And I thought at a minimum this today could get to the closing price of yesterday, which is somewhere right in here. I need to put the indicators on the chart that, have like yesterday's high, low, open, and close. But I just like my charts to not have lines on it other than the ones that are key levels that I'm paying attention to. But anyhow, I know at a minimum today, I thought if there's a little bit of buying even or moderate, we should be able to get up to yesterday's close, and then this thing could just stall out. So now I'm not sitting very far away from the daily goal on the day, or I could just quit here and call it good. I had a huge day yesterday. I did 30 some hundred per account. I hit one more trade set up later in the day and made a little extra. So I ended the day pretty strong. So I could be done and I don't even need to trade tomorrow. And I might not trade tomorrow. I might trade in the overnight session to get my daily goal a little bit when the EU markets start. And then during the day session, I'll be busy staging stuff at the new place as the trucks offload or as the truck offloads stuff. So anyhow, just wanted to shoot a quick video. We did have a mom signal, so I was legal to be long. If I wasn't even in a trade, I could have just entered at the mom signal with my normal size, come in with 5 lots, and I'd probably be pretty close to, daily goal on first trade of the day. Yesterday, way over goal on first trade, first signal out of the open, one and done. And today you should have been able to do a one and done out of the open with, kind of typical position sizing that you would use for whatever account size you trade. So there you have it. Quick long on the morning. Trade those signals. I did a little bit of thinking and paid attention to levels and that just because I was watching the pre-market. If I wasn't thinking, just trade that signal, get into the trade. The tight stop would be right below the signal square. The biggest stop you'd ever use is there. That's my typical stop size. That's my 1 unit of risk. So I'm already 1-to-1. Stop would already be break even plus. If I had a bracket on, the bracket's trailing this. So it's basically, you hit the buy button, you have your bracket deployed, and then it's automated from there with NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader is has very good ATM functionality. So give them a lot of credit. They did a good job on that. So anyhow, there you have it. Trade the signals. Nice little W pattern with a mom signal. Love that type of a setup. That's a price pattern based setup. And we did get a bounce off the bands this morning. And, not surprised that, and if I'm not mistaken, we swept a level right in here too. We had a level sweep. And I was a little bit of a buyer in here, so I was positive before I put on those positions this morning. So we'll call that good. I'll sit and wait here. I would like to see the market actually come up and peek its head above these pivots right in here. Any trade to that level or above, I would like to then look for a short signal. Probably just trade it with like 2 lots. Get over my 700 real quick and call it a day. And if it really leaves that area with authority, I might hang on and get a little extra Uh, so, that's an area to watch. And then above that, you got all the way up to the all-time highs. So some key areas to watch there today. Okay, guys, trade the signals. If you have any questions, info@gridalgo.com. If you want to get access to the program, just go to gridalgo.com website. All the buttons are there to gain access to the various platform programs offered. And lots of videos getting posted today, tomorrow, and over the weekend. You can watch bracketed trades running while I'm in trades, so you can see how the functionality of using a bracketed approach when you get a signal works. And that's about as easy as I can think of how to make trading. Trade the signals. In our curriculum, I spend specific training modules on price patterns that I think are very important to know. Signals out of price patterns are brilliant. W pattern lift, M pattern rollover. Yesterday we had a little bit of a micro M pattern as we came into that mom signal after we just hit all-time highs and after we had a level sweep. So that's like a screaming A plus setup. And down we went. That was rejected. All buyers disappear, sellers hit it. And today I saw that W pattern, what very much looked like pre-market institutional buying. Then they got off the gas pedal. Then they're containing it and we're lifting a bit. So I put on my position you saw right out of the open. We did get a signal. So even if I didn't put that position on, my cost basis would have been a little bit higher. But if I traded my normal size on the signal, I would be right about where I'm at now anyhow. So I just try to, kind of the special operations approach is my preference for trading prop. Go in, kick the door open, neutralize the target, get out of there, go have a beer. Now I don't drink a lot of beer, but just kind of a saying, it's like, you know, maybe a nuclear submarine commander would say something like 24 empty missile tubes, now it's Miller time. So, you know what I mean? Just go get it done quick. Don't ding around, don't sit there and watch it all day. Trade a few signals, get your hit on the day, and go do something else. And turn your trading into something that's systematical, methodical, and boring, and get away from the, ooh, I need action and the gambling approach or the, emotional reactivity approach. Trade the markets stoic and logic based thinking, get away from emotional activity and needing emotional stimulation. So there you have it. Trade the signals. If you have any questions, let us know. Have a fantastic trade day, and more videos will be uploaded later.